Got to be a great honor for you. You know, some really good quarterbacks in this league to be recognized among them. You got to feel good about that personal accomplishment. But I know for you, it's all about the team. You probably celebrated the 3 offensive linemen who
Yeah, I
made it
did.
more than
Yeah.
you did yourself.
Yeah, I did. That's cool. We had 8 guys on first team. You kind of look at the stats, and we're not slinging the ball every play. Like those Arkansas State guys are. So you get what you can get, but at the end of the day, it starts up front and had 3 first-team offensive linemen. That's the majority of the offensive linemen. And I thought Noah could get in there, in there at the bottom tier of it. But having 3 at the top, that's huge. 3 experienced guys that kept me upright all year. You love that.
Well, you probably took a lot of pride in Ike making first team.
Yep.
That was a big deal, and then Hennigan, with the honorable mention as a true freshman. Those guys have really stepped up and accepted some challenges. You had your receiver group wasn't quite what you were expecting at the start of the season, and they really picked up the slack.
Yeah. We came in and we had all-conference guy and Shaden, and then Darrington coming back playing the receiver. Injuries, and then we had guys step up, and Ike has been consistent throughout his whole career. I think finally got him going this year. Getting the ball to him, making it a point. This guy is hard to cover, so we gotta go give it to him. And Thomas stepped up, huge. It's great to see them up there, all conference. Two of the best wideouts in the conference. You love to see that because that's your production also.
So let's turn to the bowl game. As you think back to last year, and of course you were the MVP of that game last year, but it's a little unusual to play the same team twice.
Yeah.
What were the things, you guys put up 31 points last year, so you had a great game offensively. What were the things that made you successful last year against Toledo?
I think we ran the ball great last year, and but also I think we had big plays and big moments. We had a lot of third down conversions with my legs. Thinking back on that, and then the kickoff return was huge, and our defense stepped up, played great. Because that, looking back, you look at all those guys they had on that team, and you're like, man, how did we beat these guys? And you look at the film, and it just shows that we were pivotal moments. We had guys step up.
So as you're thinking towards this year's game, obviously they'll be slightly different, but schematically they'll do the same stuff. They'll try to play you the same way. What are the things you guys are focusing on as you're kind of getting into your prep mode here?
Yeah, I think we're a different team than we were last year at the bowl game, especially out wide. Those two, Thomas and Ike, they can go get it, so they're gonna have to respect that also. Last year I think we had probably like about 7 drops in the game. This year we hadn't had that many in the game. Maybe not all year. So definitely open it up, getting to those guys, and obviously our run game with Jalen.
And I would expect, because you mentioned this, you had a great game running the ball last year. If I'm Toledo, I'm making sure I've got you covered from that aspect. So, let's say that they commit the resources to trying to take you away. How do you guys take advantage of that?
Yeah, you can't commit to all of us. You can't commit to Thomas, Ike, myself, and Jalen Moore. The run game and pass game, and myself running it. It's hard for defense to commit to all those things. So they're going to have to pick one thing and live with it. And, basically it's on our execution. Last year, you never thought running for 130 yards in a football game, but we had some big plays out there and we took them. We'll see how they're going to play us this year. It's always interesting to see how you get 3 weeks to prepare for a bowl game, see what they're going to change, stop us, and we'll have to go off that.
This is your last game.
Yeah.
This is it. I'm sure you're focused on getting ready and going out and playing and whatnot, but got to be a little bit of introspection, about what this means and kind of this kind of crossing this line in your life from the football player and the college student to full-on adulthood and having to make a living. What is the significance of, it's probably hard for you to sum it all up, but your 4 years, 5 years here really, and your 4 years as a starter and everything. If you had to try to kind of summarize it, what would be your primary thoughts?
Summarizing all the wins and losses, that's going to come. The records will come. Just growing as a man. you think about it freshman year, probably how stupid you were, to now to having been a little smarts about you. Send out my resume in the summer to different staffs and doing it again probably here soon. Just get my name out there, try to make a living. That's crazy to think about because it's not gonna last forever. But had a unbelievable time here. You never could have imagined starting 4 years at a college program because that's hard to do. You got guys they're recruiting the next best guy always, and you're fighting them off. And so I've been blessed, to have called his home for 4 to 5 years.
I asked Ponce if he thought there was a coaching future for you, and he said, yeah, he was pretty sure there was. I think the question everyone would love to ask, obviously, you've got a lot of history here. You got a couple of coaches in your family tree there. I know you got an uncle who's a very successful high school coach, and of course your dad. Any thoughts from you about, you know what, the last thing I want to do is go work for Dad, or is that the kind of thing where you'd say, yeah, I wouldn't mind that?
I think I need to branch out, on my own, kind of make my own path. Try to go make my connections in the business because that's what a lot of it's about. Your networking. And obviously, these great coaches here, and made that network throughout these 4 to 5 years. And I've kind of been a coach. Coach that calls the coach on the field. I've kind of been a coach for 4 to 5 years here. So having that experience and hopefully having a GA spot next year and learning from other guys. When you learn, you grow. So that's what we're looking for, or I'm looking forward to the next couple of years.
Good deal. Dale, good luck, man.
Thank you.
It's been
Appreciate it.
great.